Here we go, Game 3 of the 2024 World Series between the Yankees and the Dodgers. This time they're in the Bronx, and you guys might think I'm lying, but as soon as I saw them let Fat Joe step onto the field and prance and parade around the mound with Timberlands on, you disrespected the baseball gods. And then Clark Schmidt, he led off the game by walking a hobbled Shohei Ohtani. He's got a bum shoulder. You attack him. We all kind of knew what was about to happen next. Freddie Freeman, Frederick, has now homered in every single game to start this World Series. He's the first guy since Barry Bonds to do that in 3 games, and dating back to his last World Series with the Braves in 2021, he's homered in 5 consecutive World Series games. He ties George Springer for the World Series record, and it was just kind of crazy as a baseball fan watching on my TV to hear Yankee Stadium go completely flat after that home run. I mean, later in the game, there were audible, "Let's go Dodgers" chants ringing throughout the stadium, which is crazy for the Bronx in October. Walker Buehler, you can see that he's doing his thing on the bump. He's looking like old school Walker Buehler, not with the velocity, but he's painting his spots. He struck out a few in the second, and in the third, after Tommy Edman took a walk and Shohei chopped him over to second. Mookie, I mean, controllers would be flying if this was MLB The Show, because it only really happens when you're one away from going flawless, and then, I mean, consoles would be turning off at that point. Yankees fans, they were essentially tipping their cap and conceding that it was over because they've seen a lifeless offense the entire series outside of Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto. Buehler, he came out and took out the first 2 guys in the third, so that's 4 strikeouts in a row. Juan Soto, he rolled over and he's not happy with himself, but I'm a fan of that. Show some emotion. Don't be okay with getting out. Seems like every other Yankee is cool with it. Maybe I'm not being fair because there is something as like keeping your calm and not showing emotion, but I think at this point you got to show some fire. Stanton, of course, October Stanton, he ruins the no-no. Yes, Walker Buehler had not allowed a hit up until that point. Jazz, he almost made it back-to-back hits, but Mookie, he showed why that glove is golden and maybe platinum. I can't remember off the top of my head if Mookie has won a platinum glove or not. Now, he initially messed up. He took a first step back, but because he has all-time instincts, he allows himself to make up the ground. Jazz could not believe it. Anthony Volpe, he was able to hook one to shallow left, and they sent the newborn baby Brontosaurus. You cannot send Giancarlo Stanton there. It seems like the third baseman, what was he, the former manager of the Mets? That seems like he's an op, like he's an inside mole trying to ruin the success of the Yankees. Why would you do that? He's got catcher speed. Like, if we're being honest, Stanton should have negative speed in MLB The Show, but to Teoscar Hernandez's credit, that was the hardest throw that he's had all year, so maybe they didn't think that he had 94, 95 miles per hour in his back pocket, but that ball was to Teo before Stanton even hit third base. At this point, Yankees fans were like, pack it up. Walker Buehler went 5 scoreless, and after that, Gavin Lux, he got on, he stole a base, and then he scored on an Enrique Hernandez base knock. Judge, to his credit, he did have a fantastic throw, but it was a little too late, and we'll talk about too little too late again later on. Soto, he's shaking his head, and I don't really blame him because, again, where's the fire? The Yankees, they did try to rally as Anthony Rizzo had a single, and then Wells, that's a tough pitch not to swing at. When it's that close, you do have to hack at it. He's 4 for 43 with 19 strikeouts this postseason. Verdugo, hey, look at him. He's taking a walk. And that just cannot happen in the World Series. What are we doing? Can we just get the best 5 to 7 umpires at calling balls and strikes and save them for October? What are these umpires? I actually felt bad for Yankees fans and Glaber in that moment. But why is Aaron Boone just sitting there and taking it? Go yell at someone. Does anyone care? He gets ejected on a random Tuesday against the Rockies, screaming, I don't know if this was against the Rockies or not, but we got savages. Where is this Aaron Boone? Again, I know that there's a level of professionalism and time and place, but it's do or die. Show some emotion, Yankees. After that is when the "Let's Go Dodger" chants were ringing throughout the stadium, and Doogie, cool. I mean, this is cool, a 2-run home run off of Michael Kopech, but it was too little too late. The dugout didn't even really seem all that excited about it. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of strange to see the Yankees just playing like they've already been beaten and kind of roll over. Tommy Edman, I mean, maybe he's celebrating the fact that Black Ops 6 is out because he ended the game with a 360 silent shot for the final kill cam. So with that, the Dodgers are up 3-0, and on to Game 4. Only one team has come down losing 3-0. It was the 0-4 Red Sox, which is perfect timing because Netflix literally just released a documentary on the 0-4 Red Sox coming back down 0-4. But Big Papi, after the game, he was saying they're not like us, essentially saying there's a big difference between the 0-4 Red Sox and the 2024 Yankees. Now, I will say, both teams have been bad when it comes to simply putting the ball in play for batting average or coming in clutch with runners in scoring position. But the fact of the matter is, LA is simply outslugging the Yankees. That is literally it. That is the series. The Yankees, maybe they watched too much Space Jam and they embodied the Cleveland Guardians. Like, they used all of the Guardians' power, became them for the World Series, because that's why the Guardians were doomed. They had to rely on their bullpen, their face of the franchise, and Jose Ramirez kind of fumbled in clutch positions. And also, you had multiple free outs in the bottom of the order. So we'll talk about that right now, because Anthony Volpe and Austin Wells, check this out. Austin Wells, since September 1st, we got to go back to the regular season, he's got 12 hits. 12 hits. He is 12 for his last 115, which is a 104 batting average. Anthony Volpe, I know he's not supposed to be a 30 home run guy, but he has 1 home run his last 61 games. It quite literally, and this is no disrespect because I really like Volpe and Wells, it feels like I'm watching Austin Hedges and Andres Gimenez, and everyone writes off Andres Gimenez's offensive struggles because, you know, they got him for Lindor, so you're trying to be optimistic about it, and he's a great glove, but when it comes down to getting on base, it just doesn't seem to happen often. And a lot of Yankees fans will say Volpe's been great this playoffs, but I'll say he took a few walks against the Royals. Cool. He had a few base hits against a taxed Cleveland bullpen. But when you look at Volpe in totality, over 320 big league games in the regular season, he's batting like 225 with the sub 300 on base percentage. That's not going to cut it. When are we going to hold Anthony Volpe accountable? And when is this Yankees team gonna hold themselves accountable? I can't believe that I'm almost getting angry on their behalf. I am not a Yankees fan, but I guess I have some affinity to them because they're just a fun team to watch. And I truly believe that baseball is better when the Yankees are on top, but I'm getting worked up. And speaking of getting worked up, Yankees fans, they are not happy with Aaron Judge because he went hitless again. Yeah, he took a walk, but after the game, Judge, he was caught smirking, and Yankees fans did not like that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you want to be getting the hits, you want to be doing, going out there and doing your job, but, I'm not doing my job right now, so I got to pick it up.
Now, to be completely fair to Aaron Judge, if you've watched any Judge post-game interview for his entire career, he's a smiley guy. He smiles regardless of if life is awesome or not awesome, if he's struggling in the box or hitting 58 home runs. I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but it really seems like that's how Judge self-soothes. There you go. That is hard to say, but that seems to be his coping mechanism. Like, he's just always smiling. He's a happy guy, and he probably should be a happy guy considering the money that he's making. But at some point, yeah, you probably got to lock in and understand that that's what your self-soothing trait is, and maybe not smile after being down 3-0. So I get the frustration, but also that's what Aaron Judge has always been. He's a happy guy. He's not going to be frowning and give up down 3-0. He's just not going to do that. But I guess I understand the optics aren't great down 3-0, and he's been really bad after getting a lot of money. And last but not least, we know that Juan Soto is about to get a lot of money as well. He is going to get paid, but maybe today is the final game that we see Juan Soto in pinstripes, because the rumors are right now that the Dodgers, they're going to be in play if Juan Soto allows them to be in play. And if you break it down, Teoscar Hernandez, he's been really good this year. He's had a few clutch moments in these playoffs, but he signed a 1-year deal. Juan Soto should not be a right fielder. I've seen his reads off the bat. They're awful. He should be a left fielder, in my opinion. He doesn't have the best reads, but he's got a decent little arm. His range isn't that great. He's a left fielder through and through, at least in my opinion. I haven't broken down the outs above average or the DRS, but he just looks like a left fielder. So if the Dodgers can use that saved money from deferring the Ohtani money on Juan Soto for his prime and then pay Ohtani after it's all said and done and they win 4 or 5 chips, I could see it happening. But Jeff Passan, we all know him as the kind of lead reporter for Major League Baseball. He says it's not entirely likely. But if you ask me, if the Yankees do get swept, there's no way that Juan Soto goes to the Dodgers. That'd be like KD going to the Warriors. It's just not going to happen. The optics would be Juan Soto is not a true leader and he just wants an easy road to the World Series, and I don't think he's going to take that bait. There's no way.